You ever feel like you're being watched? Like someone's measuring every word that leaves your mouth, every move you make? That's how it started for me. See, I run things in this city. The kind of things people don't talk about at dinner tables. The kind that makes cops look the other way and politicians remember who signs their checks. I've built an empire on silence and fear, and for 15 years, nobody's touched me. Nobody's even tried. But then she walked into my club on a Tuesday night and I knew something was off. The judge's daughter. 23, fresh out of law school, with eyes that cut through the smoke and bullshit like a knife through butter. She wasn't supposed to be there. Girls like her don't end up in places like mine unless they're looking for something. And the way she looked at me? Man, that wasn't curiosity. That was recognition. Like she already knew who I was. Like she'd been studying me. And that's when I felt it for the first time in 15 years. Fear. Real fear. Because if she knows something, if Daddy Dearest sent his little princess to dig into my business, I'm not just looking at prison time. I'm looking at a body bag. If you're still here, it's because you felt it, the shift, the danger, the truth creeping up your spine, so pay attention. Subscribe now, not for the story, for what the story does to you, because once you cross this line, you don't just watch what happens next. You experience it, the lies, the cover-ups, the secrets that can ruin a family, or resurrect one, and here's the part you won't admit out loud. You want to know the truth before anyone else does. You want to see the moment everything breaks. You want to be inside the room when the truth finally detonates. Hit subscribe before the next chapter drops. If you miss it, you won't catch up. And you'll be the one replaying this moment, wishing you'd clicked when you had the chance. This world moves fast, the clock is already ticking. Those words hit me like a freight train. Your sister deserves better than the lie she got buried under. I spent 6 years trying to forget that night, trying to move past it, building walls so thick around that memory that nothing could get through. And here's this girl, this judge's daughter, tearing those walls down with one sentence. I don't respond right away. Can't. Because if I open my mouth, I might say something I'll regret. Might reveal something I've kept buried. So I just stare at her, trying to read her angle, trying to figure out what game she's playing. But Elena doesn't flinch. Doesn't back down. She pulls out a folder from her bag, slides it across the table. I've been working on this for 8 months, she says quietly. Not for my father. Not for any case. For me. Because 6 years ago I was at that same apartment building. I was there that night. The world tilts. Everything goes quiet except for the blood pounding in my ears. What? I was 19. Freshman at USC. My roommate lived in that building, 3 floors down from your sister's place. I heard the sirens. Saw the EMTs rushing up. Saw them bring her body down. She pauses, and for the first time, I see emotion crack through that professional exterior. And I saw the man who left her apartment 20 minutes before the ambulance arrived. The man who nobody reported. The man who doesn't exist in any official statement. I feel like I'm drowning. Like the ground just opened up beneath me and I'm falling through darkness. Who? The word comes out rough, barely a whisper. Elena opens the folder. Inside are photos. Security camera stills, grainy but clear enough. Time stamped. And there he is. Walking out of Maria's building at 11:47 p.m. Detective Raymond Shaw. My father's oldest friend. The cop who investigated Maria's death. The cop who ruled it an accidental overdose. The cop who told me there was nothing suspicious, nothing to investigate, just a tragic loss. The cop I trusted. Shaw. I breathe out and it feels like poison on my tongue. He was there. He was with her. He was with her, Elena confirms. And based on the timeline, he was likely the last person to see her alive. But his name appears nowhere in the reports. He wasn't interviewed as a witness. He didn't disclose his presence. He just investigated his own crime scene and made sure it all pointed to accident. My hands are shaking. I press them flat against the table, trying to maintain control, trying not to let 6 years of grief and rage explode right here in this hipster coffee shop. Why? I managed to ask. Why are you showing me this? Your father's a judge. Shaw's a decorated detective. This could destroy both of them if it comes out that you're helping me. Because it's not about helping you, Elena says, and there's steel in her voice now. It's about justice. Real justice. Not the kind my father pretends to serve while protecting his friends in the department. Not the kind that lets dirty cops get away with murder because it's inconvenient to hold them accountable. She leans back, crosses her arms. Shaw's been on my father's security detail for 3 years. They're close. Family dinners, holiday parties, the whole deal. And I've watched him. Watched how he operates. How he makes problems disappear. How many cases he's touched that ended up going nowhere. Your sister wasn't his first. she probably wasn't his last. The rage that's been building inside me since she dropped that folder on the table finally finds its voice. You're telling me that son of a bitch killed Maria and your father's been protecting him? I'm telling you that my father doesn't know. Yeah, but he will. Because I'm going to make sure of it. Elena's eyes lock onto mine. But here's the thing, Mr. DeLuca. I need your help. Shaw's careful. He's had years to cover his tracks. The evidence I have is circumstantial. It places him at the scene, raises questions, but it's not enough to bring charges. Not against a cop with his record, his connections. I need more. I need proof of what he did. And I think you can get it. How? Because Shaw made a mistake. He kept something. Cops like him, they're arrogant. They keep trophies, mementos, something to remind them they got away with it. I've been trying to get access to his place, his locker, anywhere he might store personal items, but I can't. I'm the judge's daughter. I can't break into a cop's house without triggering every alarm bell in the system. But you? She gives me a knowing look. You have resources I don't. You have people who specialize in getting into places they shouldn't be. I should say no. Should walk away right now. Because getting involved with Elena Castellano, helping the judge's daughter take down a decorated detective, that's asking for trouble on a level I've never faced. But when I close my eyes, I see Maria, my baby sister. 24 years old, bright and funny and scared of nothing. The girl who used to climb onto my lap when she had nightmares, who called me every Sunday no matter where I was or what I was doing, who told me she loved me 3 hours before she died. The girl who I failed to protect. What do you need? I hear myself say. Elena doesn't smile. Doesn't celebrate. Just nods like she knew I'd say yes all along. Access to Shaw's house. He lives in Manhattan Beach. Nice place, probably paid for with dirty money. He's got a home office, a safe. That's where he'd keep anything incriminating. I need you to get inside, find whatever he's hiding and get it to me. When? Thursday night. He'll be at a retirement dinner for Captain Morrison. Mandatory attendance for the whole department. He'll be gone from 7 p.m. until at least midnight. That's your window. I think about the logistics. Manhattan Beach is a nice neighborhood, good security, neighbors who actually pay attention. Getting in and out clean won't be easy. But I've done harder jobs. And this is personal. I'll need 3 days to set it up. Scout the location, plan the entry, make sure we don't leave traces. You have too, Elena says. Because Shaw's getting suspicious. He knows someone's been asking questions about Maria's case. He doesn't know it's me yet, but he will soon. And when he does, he'll move whatever evidence exists. We can't wait. She stands up, grabs the folder. I'll text you the address and the alarm codes. I've been watching him for months. I know his patterns, his security setup, everything. You just need to execute. Before she leaves, she turns back and for a moment, the hard professional mask cracks completely. I'm sorry about your sister, Mr. DeLuca. I'm sorry this happened to her. And I'm sorry it's taken 6 years for anyone to give a damn about finding out the truth. But we're going to make this right. We're going to make him pay. 2 days later, I'm parked 3 blocks from Raymond Shaw's house in Manhattan Beach, watching the sun set over the Pacific. Tommy's in the passenger seat, running through the security specs Elena sent over. My other guy, Carlos, is positioned at the coffee shop on the corner, ready to signal if Shaw comes back early. It's a solid plan. Clean. Professional. The kind of job I've run 100 times. But my hands won't stop shaking. Boss, you good? Tommy asks, glancing over at me. Yeah, I lie. Just want this done right. We'll get it done. In and out, 20 minutes max. Elena's intel is solid. Alarm code works, motion sensors are mapped, we know exactly where to look. Tommy pauses. You really think this cop killed your sister? Elena has evidence that puts him there. That's enough for me. And if we find proof? What then? We can't exactly go to the police with it. We give it to Elena. Let her handle it through official channels. Her father's a judge. He'll know what to do. Tommy doesn't look convinced, but he doesn't argue. At 7:15 p.m., we watch Shaw leave his house, dressed in his uniform heading to the retirement dinner. He looks relaxed, confident. Like a man who's never had to worry about his past catching up with him. That's about to change. We give it another 30 minutes to be safe, then we move. Tommy disables the alarm using Elena's codes while I jimmy the back door lock. Takes less than 2 minutes. Inside, the house is exactly what you'd expect from a career cop who lives beyond his means. Expensive furniture, big screen TV, artwork that probably cost more than my first car. All paid for with blood money. With my sister's blood. The office is upstairs just like Elena said. Neat, organized, everything in its place. Tommy starts with the desk while I focus on the safe behind the bookshelf. Elena gave us the combination. Said she figured it out by watching Shaw through his window with binoculars, watching him open it enough times to memorize the sequence. The girl's thorough. I'll give her that. The safe clicks open. Inside there are files. Lots of them. Personal records, financial documents, and at the bottom, a lockbox. My pulse quickens. This is it. This is what we came for. I pull out the lockbox, force it open with a screwdriver from Tommy's kit. Inside there are photos. Polaroids. And my blood runs cold. They're not of Maria. They're of other women. Young women. Maybe a dozen different faces. All in compromising positions. All looking scared or drugged or both. And beneath the photos there are IDs. Driver's licenses. Each one matching a face in the photos. Jesus Christ, Tommy mutters from behind me looking over my shoulder. How many? Too many. I flip through them while rising in my throat. These aren't trophies. They're insurance. Shaw's been doing this for years. Preying on vulnerable women, documenting it, probably using the photos as leverage if any of them tried to come forward. And Maria? I find her license near the bottom of the stack. But there's no photo of her. Instead there's a DVD in a paper sleeve. Her name written on it in permanent marker. My hands tremble as I hold it. We need to go, boss, Tommy says quietly. We got what we came for. But I can't move. Can't breathe. Because I know what's on this DVD. I know what Shaw recorded. And part of me doesn't want to confirm it. Doesn't want to see whatever happened to my sister in her final moments. Boss. Tommy's voice is more urgent now. We've been inside 12 minutes. We need to move. He's right. I pocket the lockbox, take photos of everything else in the safe with my phone, and we get out. Clean extraction. No traces. By 7:58 p.m., we're back at my place in Los Feliz, and I'm staring at that DVD like it's a bomb that might go off any second. Elena shows up at 8:30, exactly when I texted her to come. She takes one look at my face and knows we found something bad. Show me, she says. I hand her the lockbox. Watch her expression shift from professional curiosity to absolute horror as she goes through the photos, reads the names, understands the scope of what Shaw's been doing. Oh my God, she whispers. This is evil, I finish for her. The word you're looking for is evil. She looks up at me and I see tears in her eyes. Real ones. Your sister. Is there? I hand her the DVD. She takes it carefully like it might burn her fingers. We need to watch it, she says. We need to know what's on here before we turn it over. Need to understand what we're dealing with. I can't, I admit, and I hate how weak my voice sounds. I can't watch whatever he did to her. Elena nods slowly. Then let me. You don't have to see it. But someone has to. Someone has to be a witness. She's right. As much as it kills me, she's right. So I set up my laptop, put the DVD in an external drive I keep for occasions when I need to review security footage, and I leave the room. I go out onto my balcony, smoke a cigarette even though I quit 3 years ago, and I wait. 10 minutes pass. 15. 20. When Elena finally comes outside, her face is pale, her eyes red from crying. But there's also something else there. Something hard and determined and absolutely furious. It's not what you think, she says quietly. It's worse. My stomach drops. Tell me. The video starts with Shaw and Maria in her apartment. They're talking. She's upset about something, crying. He's trying to calm her down. And then, Elena takes a shaky breath. He injects her with something. She fights back, tries to get away, but he's too strong. And he holds her down until she stops moving. Until the drugs take effect. And then he stages the scene. Makes it look like she did it herself. Plants the evidence. Calls it in as an anonymous tip so he can be the responding detective. The cigarette falls from my fingers. I'm shaking so hard I can barely stand. Why? I managed to choke out. Why would he do that to her? Because she found out, Elena says, and now she's crying openly. About the other women. About what he was doing. She was going to report him. She told him that on the video. Said she had proof that she was going to the FBI because she didn't trust anyone in the LAPD. And so he killed her. Made it look like an overdose. And got away with it. The rage that explodes inside me is unlike anything I've ever felt. It's pure. Absolute. All-consuming. I'm going to kill him, I hear myself say. I'm going to find him and I'm going to. No. Elena grabs my arm, forces me to look at her. That's exactly what he'd want. For you to lose control, do something stupid, give him an excuse to put you away or put you down. We're not doing this his way. We're doing this the right way. We're taking this evidence to my father. Tonight. We're making sure Shah goes to prison for the rest of his miserable life. We're making sure everyone knows what he did. That's how we honor your sister. Not with violence. With justice. If you made it this far, you felt something you're not saying out loud, so be honest for once. Drop a single dot in the comments if you've ever carried a truth you were too scared to speak. I want to know how many of you recognize yourselves in this story, and don't scroll yet. The ending hits different when you admit you're part of it. Judge Marcus Castellano's home office is everything I imagined it would be. Dark wood, leather-bound books, the smell of old cigars and expensive whiskey. He sits behind his desk in a button-down shirt and reading glasses, looking every bit the distinguished jurist who spent 30 years upholding the law. And I'm about to destroy his world. Elena made the call an hour ago. Told her father it was urgent, that she needed to see him immediately, that it involved an active case and couldn't wait until morning. She didn't mention me. Didn't warn him about what was coming. She just told him to trust her. Now we're here in his private sanctuary, and the judge is looking at his daughter with concern and confusion. Elena, what's this about? And who is? He stops when he recognizes me. His expression hardens. Vincent DeLuca. I know who you are. What's he doing in my home, Elena? He's here because we have evidence that one of your closest friends is a serial predator and murderer, Elena says, her voice steady despite the tension radiating through her body. We have proof that Detective Raymond Shaw has been drugging, assaulting, and in at least one case killing young women for over a decade. And we have it all on video. The judge's face goes pale. That's a serious accusation. An incredibly serious accusation. You better have ironclad evidence to back that up. We do. Elena places the lockbox on his desk, opens it, spreads out the photos and IDs. These were in Shaw's personal safe. Each one represents a victim. Each one represents a crime he committed and covered up. And this, she holds up the DVD. This is a recording of him murdering Vincent's sister 6 years ago. Murdering her because she was going to expose him. Judge Castellano stares at the evidence like he's seeing a ghost. His hands shake as he picks up the photos, examines them, reads the names. No, he whispers. Ray wouldn't, he couldn't. Watch the video, I say, and my voice comes out harder than I intend. Watch what your friend did to my sister and then tell me he couldn't. The judge looks at me and for a moment I see genuine pain in his eyes. Maria DeLuca. I remember that case. I remember Ray telling me about it. Tragic overdose, he said. Such a waste of a young life. It wasn't an overdose. It was murder. And he made sure the investigation went exactly where he wanted it to go. Elena sits down across from her father. Dad, I know this is hard. I know Shaw's been your friend for years. But you need to see this. You need to understand what he really is. The judge takes a long moment, then nods. Show me. We watch it together. All of it. Every horrible second of my sister's final moments. Shaw's calm demeanor as he injects her. Maria's desperate struggle. The way he holds her down with practiced efficiency, like he's done this before. The clinical precision with which he stages the scene afterward, placing the syringe in her hand, arranging her body, making sure every detail supports the overdose narrative. And through it all, the judge's face crumbles. By the time it ends, he's aged 10 years. My God, he breathes. Ray, how could I not see? Because he's good at hiding, Elena says gently. Because he's had years of practice. Because he uses his badge and his reputation as a shield. But now we know. Now we have proof. And now we need to act. Judge Castellano removes his glasses, rubs his eyes. When he looks up again, the pain is still there, but something else has replaced the shock. Determination. The iron will that's made him one of the toughest judges in the state. This evidence. Was it obtained legally? No, sir, I admit. I broke into Shaw's house to get it. Which means it's inadmissible in court. Not necessarily, the judge says, and I see his legal mind starting to work through the problem. If we can establish an independent source for the investigation, if we can show that law enforcement would have inevitably discovered this evidence through legal means, we might have a path forward. But it's complicated. And it's going to require careful handling. He stands up, starts pacing. First, we need to secure these materials. Lock them in my safe here. No one touches them, no one knows they exist until we're ready to move. Second, we need to build a case that doesn't rely solely on this evidence. Elena, you said you've been investigating Shaw for months. What else do you have? Elena pulls out her phone, starts scrolling through notes. Security footage placing him at 3 other locations where women reported assaults. Timeline inconsistencies in his case reports. Financial records showing unexplained cash deposits. Witness statements that were never followed up on. It's all circumstantial, but together it paints a picture. Good. We'll use that as our foundation. Build a narrative that Shah's been operating as a predator for years, that there's enough smoke to justify a full investigation. Once we have an official inquiry going, once we have warrants, we can discover this evidence in his home through legal search and seizure. The judge looks at me. Mr. DeLuca, I know what you do. I know the kind of business you run. Under normal circumstances, I'd be looking for ways to put you behind bars. But you loved your sister. You want justice for her. And despite everything, despite all the laws you've broken, you brought this to me instead of handling it your own way. That shows character. So I'm going to trust you with something important. He opens a drawer in his desk, pulls out a business card. This is Special Agent Sarah Chin, FBI. She's been investigating corruption in the LAPD for 2 years. She's trustworthy, incorruptible, and she's been looking for a way to crack open Shah's circle. You're going to give her everything. The photos, the video, your testimony about how you obtained it. You're going to cooperate fully with her investigation. In exchange, I'll make sure the breaking and entering charges disappear. I'll make sure you're treated as a confidential informant rather than a criminal. But you have to trust the process. You have to let the law handle this. I look at Elena. She nods encouragingly. I look back at the judge. This man could destroy me. One word from him and my whole empire comes crashing down. But he's offering me something I never thought I'd get. A chance to make things right. A chance to give Maria real justice. Okay, I say. I'm in. Whatever you need. Good. Judge Castellano picks up his phone. I'm calling Chin now. She'll want to meet tonight. Start building the case immediately. Shah's working tomorrow. Once he realizes his safe has been compromised, he'll run. We have maybe 24 hours to move on this. As the judge makes the call, Elena reaches over and squeezes my hand. It's a simple gesture, but it says everything. We're in this together. We're going to see it through. 3 hours later, I'm sitting in an FBI field office in West LA, telling Special Agent Sarah Chin everything. Tommy's story corroborates mine. The evidence is being cataloged, analyzed, cross-referenced with other open cases. Chin tells me that Shah's been on their radar for years, but they've never had enough to move on him. Until now. This is exactly what we needed, Chin says, and there's fire in her eyes. We've got victims who were too scared to come forward. We've got closed cases that never made sense. And now we've got proof. Undeniable, documented proof of what he's been doing. He's done. Finished. How long until you arrest him? I ask. Tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. We'll hit his house with a full team, execute the warrant, take him into custody before he knows what's happening. Judge Castellano's signing the warrant tonight. We'll have him in interrogation by 7. I want to be there when you bring him in. Chin shakes her head. Can't allow that. You're a witness, not law enforcement. But I can promise you this, Mr. DeLuca. He's going to pay for what he did to your sister. He's going to pay for all of it. They arrest Raymond Shah at 6:03 a.m. on a Friday morning. I'm not there to see it, but Elena is. She got special permission from her father to observe as part of her legal education. She texts me updates throughout the morning. Shah looked shocked when they showed up. Tried to play it cool. Said there must be some mistake. But when they showed him the warrant, when they mentioned Maria's name, she says his face went white. They found everything. More photos hidden in his garage. A second lockbox buried in his backyard. Burner phones with messages to his victims. Financial records proving he'd been blackmailing some of them for years. The full scope of his crimes. By noon, Shah's in federal custody, and the story is breaking on every news channel in LA. Decorated detective arrested for serial sexual assaults and murder. The LAPD is scrambling to contain the damage, launching an internal investigation, suspending everyone who worked closely with Shah. Judge Castellano gives a press conference, his voice steady despite the personal betrayal, promising that justice will be served and that his office will cooperate fully with federal investigators. I watch it all from my apartment, Tommy and Carlos beside me, and for the first time in 6 years, I feel something close to peace. It's not closure. Not yet. That'll come when Shah's convicted, when he's sentenced, when he's locked away forever. But it's a start. Elena shows up at my place that evening, looking exhausted but relieved. He confessed, she says as soon as I open the door. His lawyer told him not to talk, but he couldn't help himself. Started rambling about how he never meant for things to go so far, how it just spiraled out of control, how Maria didn't give him any choice. Like he's the victim in all this. Did he say why? I asked, needing to understand. Why Maria specifically? Because she was helping one of the other women. Girl named Rachel who worked at your sister's coffee shop. Shaw had been assaulting Rachel for months, using her drug addiction as leverage. Maria found out, started helping Rachel get clean, offered to go with her to report Shaw. And when Shaw heard about it, he panicked. Killed Maria to send a message. To show Rachel what would happen if she talked. Elena sits down on my couch, drops her head into her hands. 3 other women have come forward since the arrest. All with similar stories. All saying they didn't report it because they were afraid. Afraid Shaw would retaliate. Afraid no one would believe them over a decorated cop. And they were probably right. If we hadn't found that evidence, if we hadn't pushed this, Shaw would still be out there. Still hurting people. I sit beside her, and for a long moment we just exist in that space. 2 people from completely different worlds who found common ground in seeking justice for someone who couldn't seek it for themselves. Thank you, I finally say, for caring about Maria. For not giving up. For making me believe in the system when I'd lost all faith in it. Thank you for trusting me, Elena responds. For not going after Shaw yourself. For letting the law work. I know that wasn't easy for someone like you. Someone like me, I repeat with a slight smile. You mean a career criminal? I mean someone who's used to handling problems their own way. Someone who could have made Shaw disappear and no one would have blinked. But you didn't. You chose justice over revenge. That matters. She looks at me, and there's something in her expression I can't quite read. Respect maybe. Or understanding. What happens now? I ask. With Shaw. Federal trial. Probably next spring. Multiple counts of sexual assault, 1 count of second-degree murder, conspiracy to obstruct justice, abuse of authority under color of law. He's looking at life without parole. And the other cases are going to start rolling in. The FBI is setting up a hotline for victims. Reviewing every case Shaw touched in his 20-year career. This is going to be one of the biggest police corruption scandals in LA history. Good, I say, and I mean it. He deserves everything he gets. Elena stands up to leave but pauses at the door. My father wants to meet with you. Officially. Says he has some questions about your business operations. But between you and me, I think he just wants to take your measure. See if you're someone worth knowing or someone who needs to be taken down. And what do you think? I ask. She smiles. I think you're complicated. I think you do terrible things for terrible reasons, but you also have lines you won't cross. I think you loved your sister more than anything in this world, and that love made you vulnerable. Made you human. Made you someone I could work with. Is that what we are now? Partners? I don't know what we are, Elena admits. But I know this isn't over. Shaw had connections. People who protected him. People who knew what he was doing and looked the other way. And my father? He wants to root out all of it. Clean house. And he thinks you might be useful in identifying the players. The ones who operate in the shadows where we can't see. You asking me to be an informant? I'm asking you to keep doing what you do. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears to the ground. And if you hear about dirty cops, corrupt officials, predators hiding behind badges, you tell me. You help us build cases. And in return, my father makes sure you're left alone. Your business, your operations, they stay under the radar as long as you're not hurting innocent people. It's a devil's bargain. But it's also an opportunity. A way to make Maria's death mean something beyond just putting Shaw away. A way to change things from the inside. I'll think about it, I tell her. Elena nods. That's all I ask. She opens the door, then looks back one more time. Your sister would be proud of you, Vincent. For choosing this path. For being better than the rage. I hope you know that. After she leaves, I stand in my empty apartment, looking at the photo of Maria I keep on my bookshelf. The one from her college graduation, where she's smiling so bright it could light up the whole city. I hope you're right, Mar, I whisper to the picture. I hope I did right by you. My phone buzzes. Text from Tommy. Boss, we got a problem. Word on the street is Shaw had a partner. Someone else in the department who was working with him. And whoever it is, they're looking to tie up loose ends. Might be coming after the judge's daughter. Might be coming after you. I stare at the message, feeling the familiar weight of danger settling back onto my shoulders. Of course Shaw had a partner. Of course this isn't over. Nothing ever is in this life. But now I have something I didn't have before. An ally. A purpose. and a promise to keep. I text Elena, "We need to talk. Tonight." "It's not over." Her response comes immediately, "I know. I've been getting threats. My father's arranged protection, but I don't trust anyone in the department. Can you help?" I smile despite the situation. Can I help? That's the one question I always know how to answer. "Send me your location. I'll have my guys on you in 20 minutes. And Elena? We're going to finish this. We're going to find Shah's partner. We're going to burn down their whole operation. Together. Because that's what this is now. Not just about Maria. Not just about Shah. It's about taking on a system that protects predators and punishes victims. It's about two people from opposite sides of the law finding common ground in the belief that some things matter more than rules or territories or personal safety. As I gear up and call my crew, as I start making plans to protect Elena and hunt down whoever's threatening her, I realize something. For the first time in 6 years, I feel alive. Like I have a purpose beyond just surviving. Beyond just building an empire. Maria wanted me to be better. To use my power for something meaningful. And maybe, just maybe, this is how I do that. Not by walking away from who I am, but by using everything I've built, everyone I know, every skill I've developed, to protect the people who can't protect themselves. To take down the monsters who hide behind authority. To make the judge's daughter's mission my mission. The war's just beginning. Shah was just the first domino. But we're going to keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep exposing the truth until there's no more shadows for the predators to hide in. And if you think this story's over, you're dead wrong. This was just the opening move. Shah's partner is still out there, and they're not going down without a fight. But here's what you need to understand, the next chapter? It's going to show you exactly how deep this corruption goes. How many people were involved. How far they'll go to protect their secrets. If you want to see how Elena and I dismantle an entire network of dirty cops and corrupt officials, if you want to witness the real battle for justice, you need to watch the next video. Because what we uncovered about Shah, that's nothing compared to what's coming. The next episode drops tomorrow, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens when the judge's daughter and the mafia boss go to war against the entire LAPD. Click on the next video. Your mind's not ready for what we found.